So I decided to release the second Digital Busking Return to the Kitchen disc as a way of celebrating this second season that I performed over this last lockdown period. I didn't really fully intend to dig so deep into the tracks, if I'm honest, but I was keen to make sure that this season was different from the very first season back in 2020. And so I think, again, the journey for me of going back into those Little Angels records and my solo stuff, but specifically the Little Angels stuff, was really exciting, and I felt very satisfying. And so that's why, performing some of those songs might have been slightly unusual. Something like Smoke in My Eyes has never been performed live, for instance. But it was great because it sort of completed a circle for me, really, And quite often, and I've said this before in the past, a lot of the best songs that are on records get left behind and don't often get performed, and you don't know how good they are until many years later. That's often the case. And I think that is the case for something like Smoke in My Eyes or Natural Born Fighter. Those sort of songs were languished at the end of that record and the Young Gods album without much focus, And it's the same with some of the B-sides, I Don't Love You No More, those kinds of tracks, they were songs that were kind of almost afterthoughts, or songs that were considered for as A-sides initially, then didn't quite make it for whatever reason, and then you go and record them, or we recorded them in a kind of sort of minor fashion, but really when you look back at them, there's something really cool about them, So I hope you enjoyed the selection. Some of them were more successful than others. For instance, performing back in the day from my drums EP from the Guitar, Bass and Drums series has been something I've wanted to do for a long time, and it's a track that I considered using for Wayward Sons, but didn't quite make the grade and didn't feel right for the band, and so being able to perform it acoustically. It's the same with Dear Mama from the Raising My Own Hell EP. It's a track I absolutely love, but never had the opportunity to really perform, or never thought I'd have the opportunity to perform it. So to be able to perform it for you guys, and for now to be part of that history, if you like, of this period, is a real delight for me. So yeah, and I think, because the way that the second season evolved, and I kept the similar stage set every time that I performed, apart from bringing in different props, and also, using the kind of Indiana Jones style sort of artwork that the wonderful Stuart Dilley created, it conjured a different thing for me. It felt, in a crazy way, it felt more professional sort of thing, mad way, and I started to really kind of get my hands around it, and so did Ket, and so did Maddie. Obviously Maddie sang with me on When Will We Learn, and and a couple of other songs, and so we started to feel that it was actually almost like a TV program, and it was quite a big production, and I spent all week sort of preparing it, and then all of Thursdays were spent setting it up and getting the lighting right and getting ready to do the show, and really exciting. So I think this second season's a kind of a more complete piece, really, in lots of ways, and so it felt right to release this second disc, and there was a lot of demand for it. You guys made yourselves very vocal about that, so I'm really delighted that we could do that for you, and I'm really delighted that Stuart came up with such a brilliant piece of artwork that's now gone on the t-shirts and gone on the print that you're going to get, and of course the artwork goes right across the CD as well. So wonderful, really great memories, and if I do it again, which I hope I will do at some point, it's a good benchmark to go from, and maybe there'll be a volume 3, who knows. But I hope you enjoy it. Thanks an awful lot for buying it, and thanks for being there every single Thursday, 8:15, and cheering me on and making the whole thing really worthwhile. I really appreciate it. Thank you.